Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel, and here we are, still us, still here. We're not going to abandon you, ever.
You don't have to yell. They're right there.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're not going to abandon you, ever.
Well, we haven't posted in a while, but the last time we posted was that vlog, remember? Where I was making the corset. That was
Oh yes.
the last video.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
I know. It's been so
Oh
long.
my god.
Well, I guess we'll
We are just busy people.
Yeah, we'll give a little update.
Alright.
So basically what's been going on with me is, in that last video I showed that I was drinking coffee, and I quit drinking coffee right after I posted that video because it was giving me sleep problems, and I already have sleep problems, so I don't need any more sleep problems. So basically I quit drinking coffee. I was drinking it every morning for 2 months. I've never done that in my life, okay? And I went through the worst withdrawal for the next week. I think I had like a sustained headache for a week. It was so bad. I was so groggy, so tired, so like done with life.
Yes, yes.
It's crazy
It's
what
crazy.
caffeine
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. But the problem with sleep is also due to the fact that we have a situation where the constructors are coming upstairs to do the jobs, basically, to renovate the apartment upstairs. So, and this is how it works. They come, like, let's say, very randomly, and then they disappear. And they come a week, they work 5 days, and then we are hoping they're coming next week. No, they're not. And so we are basically putting ourselves in a waiting mode. Oh my gosh, they're coming, they're making noise, but nothing is happening. But we are actually in this kind of tension, waiting for them to appear out of the blue, and whenever they are available, and to make noises. So that is the situation we've been into in the past few days.
It's been very stressful.
Yes, not to describe, like all the choices we have to make, the right choices, because, the budget is limited. And when the budget is limited, you cannot allow yourself to buy something that you don't need. It's not functional for the apartment upstairs. So, and we go through like, oh no, okay, let's go cheap. But if we go cheap,
so many decisions.
Oh gosh. I mean, this is not the best, okay, I understand that, okay, we're grateful for at least having an extra apartment to furnish, so I don't want to say that. But everything in life, whatever, you do, there is that percentage of stress that goes into, whatever you do. So that's maybe that's why the time flies for us, between one thing and the other.
Yeah, it's incredible because I feel like I'm learning this lesson over and over again, which is be careful what you wish for, because it will come true, just not exactly how you imagined it.
Exactly.
And that little
This is exactly
what
I told my mom today. Exactly that.
I feel it. I'm living it. I know this is very first world problems. Okay, I know like people have real problems, but this is our little problems, okay? And
this is our reality.
It's true. Everything has that little bit of like, I should have just been happy with what I had, not added all this stress on top of my plate, because now I'm suffering through it. I mean, these workers have been coming. Like this, you got the apartment almost a year ago.
Yes.
It was in June.
It was in
last
May.
Year?
It was in May.
So
Actually, it was like in these days, during these days. It's a year.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And a lot of things were out of our control, like the constructors.
Yeah.
They didn't show up for a long time. Anyway.
I remember some of you guys who follow me on the other channel, they said, why don't you do it yourself? And you know what? I think next time, if ever I find myself in this situation where I have to call somebody else, I'm going to do it myself. Because I learned, because I watched them, I watched how they did the electricity. I don't know about plumbing, but I can learn. I swear to God, I'm going to do it myself, Yeah.
So that's our little update. But we had a lot of you writing to us, and I guess we want to respond to some of them. So we'll do a Dear Sadie MP right now. Let's start with like chronologically, the oldest one.
Okay. Hello again. Hello again? Okay. Hope you remember my story, the gynecologist who is in a relationship with her high school teacher.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that one now. Well, me and my partner were getting along really well with our ups and our downs during the everyday life, but nothing serious. Nothing really threatening for our relationship, except, of course, her sister. Every once in a while, her sister calls her asking, "Are you still with this kid?" The kid is me, 39 years old. In an attempt to make her sister and her family in general accept our relationship, I asked my partner to marry me. Nothing fancy, nothing religiously traditional, just a signature at the town hall and that's all. She refused, saying that objectively speaking, she will die first and she doesn't want me to be a widow. Seriously? What? I mean, what's the age gap?
Less than us.
Well, by that logic, I ride a motorcycle. Chances are high for me to get involved in an accident. Who will be the widow then? Right. She was saying that she's done with the marriage thing. And I was like, you feel this way because you were married to a man. It's true. Might be true. Anyway, we had a long conversation which led to a big fight. And we decided to stay a week apart. To think clearly, separately, what we want from each other and from our relationship. And then to meet again. After a week with no phone calls, no SMS, zero contact, we met again. And yes, she was beautiful again. She told me she thinks it's better to break up because she loves me. Boom! Oh my gosh. Because she must set me free since she can't give me what I want. Kaboom! I was shocked and devastated. I know she freaked out the moment I spelled mar, M-A-R. But it's not the social convention I want. I want me and her together and everyone else to shut the fuck up. So after another round of long conversation, crying, talking, crying, she was adamant. And like that, we took separate ways. Oh. And I ask you, what do you think is the reason for this breakup? A, no reason despite deep love between us. Our relationship just wasn't meant to be, nothing more than it already was. B, her sister with her poisonous intrusions, Or C, my brilliant idea to ask her to marry me.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
I would say C. I mean,
No,
I'm projecting, okay?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not that... Okay, because the first time, you remember that the thought of getting married was like, totally like, no way. I don't want to get married again. For me.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
Making videos about that.
I mean, I wasn't pro-marriage even back then when I married a man. Imagine now, after 20 years of marriage, and knowing what marriage means and what comes with marriage.
I mean, still, when we have problems in this relationship, you refer because, we're having problems because we're married. That's what broke it.
Yeah.
So it's still a bad connotation for
It's
you.
a bad connotation, definitely. So I would vote for C if she's anything like me. But what would you say?
Well, it's the age gap, It's not you. It's not her family, because there's always going to be people against it. It's not the conventional thing, the age gap. So it's the age gap's fault. It's nobody else's fault. But, I always thought that the reason, we worked out is because she's crazy. Because if you weren't this, crazy...
Yeah,
this wouldn't have happened.
I think so.
You really decided to follow your emotions no matter where they took you.
Yeah.
So I guess, I can ask you, how did you do that? Or why did you do that?
I just followed my emotions. I don't want to lose you. I really don't. I value enormously, so I don't, but if I weren't, it's interesting. I had to take my own time, but for me, marriage is still okay. It's not that important, okay. In the end, so for me, you are more important. So even if I'm against the marriage, whether I marry you or not, and we're married, But whether I'm married or not, at one point it doesn't make any difference. Okay? You know what I mean? She wasn't courageous enough. She didn't have that courage to seal the deal, to seal this relationship with a marriage. Maybe it was too fast, but she made a decision. I mean, she's scared. She got scared, I think. That's the only reason I can say.
Yeah. I mean, I think give her some time and maybe even like date someone else to make her jealous. Like think about what you lost.
I don't know. I don't agree with that advice.
I feel like if we broke up and I went on a date with somebody, you would have been very jealous back in the day, and you would have...
Yeah, I would have been upset.
Yeah, you would have realized maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So, there's an idea for you. A bad one, but...
No, I don't know what the solution really is, because it might be also the contrary. She doesn't give a crap, about you dating somebody else, and that will hurt even more.
Okay.
So...
Don't take my advice.
No, I mean, it's okay. It's just, it's one of those things that you don't know. I'm sorry, though. I'm really sorry to hear that. It hurts hearing it, just hearing it, imagining going through that. So I really don't know what to advise other than waiting it out. Either you decide to waiting out and see if you can open a communication, a conversation, again, as friends at least, and see what that leads to, or you move on. I mean,
yeah,
it's very straightforward.
Should we do one more?
Sure.
I broke up with my 20-year-old English lecturer/poet partner a year ago. We said we'd meet after a year and discuss rekindling the relationship. I was celibate and waited. We're just best friends now. Since I've newly gotten into dating apps, and there are only 3 guys I'm currently now friends with, 2 of which I've met in person, that I have a mutual sustained interest, flirting and sustained conversations with. One by one, I found out they're all on the spectrum. I am neurodivergent in a different way. None of us knew from the outset, but there's a magnetism. So my question is, could this be a thing, a specific kind of attraction without a name? Some of my best friends from when I was young are now on the spectrum also. It can't just be a coincidence. I'm really intrigued to hear your thoughts. So, the spectrum of autism or ADHD, neurodivergent, neurospicy. Is there an attraction, do you think?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I mean, maybe yes.
I think so.
Maybe yes, because you tend to be attracted to people who can understand you deep down.
Yeah.
Like
people you feel more comfortable around to unmask.
Exactly. Yes.
Because if they're too normal, then you're going to be the crazy one. And you don't want that.
Yeah.
You want to be evenly crazy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, at least that's what I feel in this relationship. So, yeah. That's my answer. Oh boy, it's getting dark.
Yeah, I noticed.
So we'll end it at this, and we'll see you next time with more letters, more Say It in P, more updates, and stand by. So we love you guys. Thank you for standing by, and thank you for coming back to this channel. Bye.